Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all having a good week. Fingers crossed we don't have any technical problems today like we did on Thursday. I did a test before and it seemed to work okay, and everything seems to be looking okay at the moment as well. So we'll just carry on and hope for the best. I have got my phone here ready as a backup if anything happens, but hopefully all the technical problems should have sorted themselves out. So hope you're all feeling okay today. We're going to be doing a nice practice this morning, focusing on your shoulders and your upper back. So stretching out those tight shoulders and creating space in your spine, doing a couple of really gentle little back bends, and that kind of thing. So good morning. Hiya, Jenny. Thanks for joining me. So we're going to begin standing up today. So we're going to be getting our energy going straight from the start. So if you want to get yourself standing somewhere where you've got some space. So stand with your feet hip width apart. Take a moment just to make sure that your feet are nice and firmly planted down into the floor. So lift your toes up, spread them out nice and wide, and then place them down again. Just relax your shoulders back and down. Let your arms hang heavy. Relax those shoulders, relax the jaw. And then if you want to, you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze, and we'll begin to bring our focus to our breath, helping us to switch off, helping us to slow down everything that's going on in your mind. So don't try to change or alter your breath in any way, just focus on it as you breathe in and out. Let it hold all of your attention. Anything else that might be going on in the outside world or inside your home, inside the room with you, it doesn't matter. Just allow those things to be background noise, and all your focus, all of your attention is just on your breath. Bring that focus inwards. Just keep breathing slowly and deeply. Any of that chatter that might be going on inside your mind, notice how it slowly begins to quieten down. Gradually, everything becomes quieter and quieter, smaller and smaller as you focus in just on your breath. Notice as well, as this happens, everything begins to slow down and relax. Your breath will naturally begin to slow down just by bringing your focus inwards. Your heart rate will begin to slow down, feeling your body relax more and more with every breath you take. Take this opportunity now to remind yourself that there's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else that needs to be done right now. Just concentrate on your breath and allow yourself to relax completely. Now open your eyes and we'll begin to breathe slowly and deeply in through the nose and out through the nose as well. So as you breathe in, float your arms up and over your head. Bring the palms together, and as you breathe out, bring those hands down in front of you. Inhaling to float the arms up. Exhaling to bring them down. So move your arms now in harmony with your own breath. Everybody breathes at a different rate. So don't try to keep up with me. Just breathe and move at your own pace. Taking your arms up and over your head and down in front of your chest for one full breath in and out. So begin to put a little bit more energy into this movement now, really reaching through those fingertips as you inhale and pushing your palms together. Begin to switch on the muscles in your arms as you exhale. Spreading those fingers out really wide. Just begin to wake up those muscles in your hands, in your wrists, in your arms, across your shoulders and your chest. Now you might want to begin to follow your hands with your gaze. So as you float the arms up, take your gaze up to look up towards the ceiling as well. And as the hands come down, gently drop your chin down to your chest. Just beginning to get a little bit of movement in the neck there as well. Starting to wake everything up. Get everything moving. I'm just going to do one more big breath in and out. Lovely. Now, inhale, take your arms out to the sides, really wide. Spread those fingers out, draw those hands back. Feel that big stretch across the front of your chest, your shoulders. And as you exhale, cross your right arm on top of your left and wrap your hands around your shoulders, giving yourself a big hug. So really squeeze your hands as far around as you can go and relax your elbows down. Gently drop your chin down to your chest as well, lengthening through the back of your neck. So allow those elbows to be as relaxed down as possible. And then slowly see if you can creep your fingertips any further round, getting a lovely big stretch across the back of those shoulders. Remember to keep breathing nice and deeply here though, so you should notice your elbows just gently rise and fall with every breath. Your body moving in harmony with your breath, as always. Lovely. On your next inhale, slowly uncurl those arms, take them out nice and wide once more, really open up across that chest. And this time, cross them over again, left arm on top of right this time. Creep those fingers around as far as they will go. And then relax everything down. Relax the shoulders, relax the chin down. Just enjoy that big stretch. Maintaining a focus on the breath. Remember, we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose as slowly and deeply as possible. See if you can creep those fingers around any further. Big stretch. And as you inhale, curl them back out. Stretching out, opening out across that chest. Now take your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands together, so interlace those fingers. And then push your hands down as far as they will go. So feel your shoulder blades really pinching together. Lift up with your heart. And really push those hands down. Maybe even lifting them a little bit out behind you to really feel that stretch across those shoulders. A big shoulder opening stretch here. So make sure that you've got that feeling of lifting up from your chest. You shouldn't be feeling any pressure or any pain in your lower back. If you are, remind yourself to lift your chest up. And then slowly and gently release, let go of those hands and give the shoulders a nice little shake out. Okay, float your arms up and over your head once more. This time we're going to come into a little side bend. So if you want to just take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, I'll just bend down so you can see what I'm doing. And we're just going to gently pull that left arm across towards the right. So just coming into a little side stretch, using the right hand to gently pull that wrist across. And you should feel a big stretch all the way down the left side of your body. Push down into your left foot. Really enjoy that big stretch across your shoulder, across your hip. And then inhale, bring yourself back up, standing up tall and straight. And swap sides. So hold on to the right wrist this time with the left hand. And gently draw that right hand over towards the left. Pushing down into your right foot. Feeling that lovely big stretch. Breathing in deeply. Send that breath all the way down the side of the body, waking everything up, stretching out all of those muscles. And then inhale to bring yourself up, nice and tall. Float your arms back down by your side. So we're going to come into a really gentle little back bend. Now we're going to begin by supporting our lower back. So if you do have any lower back problems at all, I want you to do this every time we do a back bend today. So keep your hands in your lower back and keep it supported. but I want everybody to start this way. So just placing your palms into your lower back. So just find that curve in your lower back and just gently place your palms against the back. Just put a gentle bit of pressure there and feel that you're supporting and looking after that back. And then see if you can just draw your shoulder blades back and together. So feel your elbows just pinching back as much as they will go. All we're going to do first of all is just relax the shoulders back and down and feel your chest lifting up. So imagine that you've got like a string from your chest lifting upwards. Relaxing those shoulders back and down, lifting your chest up. If you want to, if it feels okay for you, you can let your head just drop back. But if that feels uncomfortable for you, you can keep your head lifted. The important thing is those shoulders go back and down and that chest is lifting up. Holding it for another breath here. And then gently release. And we're going to bring the arms in front. Imagine your hands are really, really heavy and curl your way down into a forward fold. So let those hands lead the way and just let the rest of your body flop down with them. Let your head be heavy as well. And you have a nice bend in your knees at the moment. So everything's just really soft. Your belly's just coming down towards your thighs. Your hands are hanging heavy. Give that head a shake out. Let go of any tension that might be holding on there in your neck. Just let it all go. Now place your hands onto your shins. Straighten those knees and straighten your back, coming up into a halfway lift. So just a lovely flat back here. Reaching forward from the crown of your head. Push your hips back. So your head's going forward, your hips are going back. Feeling a nice stretch down the back of the legs. And a lovely lengthening through your spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, fold forward again, bending those knees once again. So we always bend our knees at first in a forward fold. It protects our lower back until we're nicely warmed up. And then you can begin to straighten those legs if you want to, and only if you want to. We're going to curl ourselves all the way back up now. So begin to slowly stack that spine back up, one vertebra at a time. Rolling your shoulders back and down, standing up nice and straight and tall. Okay, let's combine a few of those little stretches into a bit of a sequence now. So float your arms up and over your head on the inhale. As you exhale, come into a little side stretch, going over to the right first of all. Inhale to come back up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back up. Bring your hands down. Place the palms into your lower back. Take a deep breath in to stand up nice and straight and tall. And as you exhale, tiny back bend. Relax the shoulders back. Lift your chest up. And the option is there to drop your head back if you want to. Hold it here for one full breath in and out. Push your hips forward if you can, but keep your lower back nice and supported. And then as you breathe in, straighten up and come straight into that forward bend, round through your back, heavy through those hands, folding all the way down to the floor. Inhale into that halfway lift, lovely flat back, really lengthen through your spine and through the back of your neck. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, roll yourself up really slowly. Curling all the way up, stacking that spine, standing straight and tall. One final time with that little sequence. Inhale, float your arms up and over your head. Exhale, bend over to the right. Inhale. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale up. Hands come down into your lower back. Now, you've got an option here if you want to. You can remove the hands from the lower back and instead you can bring them up over your head. So interlace your fingers and just keep your forefinger, your kind of index fingers straight out in front. And you can lift those arms up and take it into that back bend with the arms lifted, but only if it feels okay on your lower back. Everybody else keep supporting that lower back. So one last time for our little back bend. Inhale, take those shoulders back and down, shine your heart forward, lifting that chest, push your hips forward, little back bend, and then exhale, coming to stand up straight, and begin to roll yourself down. So coming all the way down now, relax your head, it's nice and heavy, relax your hands. Place your hands on your shins, inhale into a halfway lift, lovely and flat and straight through that back. Exhale, fold forward again, this time placing your hands down on the floor either side of your feet. And we're going to take a big step back with the right foot and a big step back with the left, and drop down to the knees into our tabletop position. So now you're here, feel free to add any padding under your knees or your wrists if you need it. Remember, you can always roll over the edge of that mat, doubling it up, give yourself a little bit of extra cushioning. So now we're here, we're going to work through our cat-cow stretch. So take a big deep breath in, and as you do so, tilt that tailbone up towards the ceiling, drop your belly down to the floor, and gently take your chest forward and lift your gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, pushing up through your lower back, middle back, and upper back, all across those shoulders, and relax your head down. Inhale to tilt the tailbone, drop your belly down, chest comes forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, push up through that back and shoulders, relax the head down. Keep going now, move with your own breath. Again, just go with your own rhythm of your body, so don't try and keep up with me or anyone else. Just tune into your own breath and move with your breath. So you might want to close your eyes even, so you can really focus in on the sensations in your spine. So cat-cow is really good. It's a really good chance to listen to your body, to see how you're feeling today, noticing if there is any pain or discomfort anywhere in that back. We've just done a couple of back bends, so you might notice a little bit in your lower back, maybe if it was taking a bit of that strain. So be gentle with that lower back. Remember, cat-cow is also a back bend. When we come into that cow tilt on the inhale, this is a back bend as well. So if your lower back feels a bit uncomfortable, just don't drop your belly quite so far down. Just go with whatever feels right for you. Having a lovely stretch out. And I want you just to do one more inhale and one more exhale. Nice and slowly. And then bring that back to rest in a nice flat position. And we're going to inhale and float the right arm out to the side, taking it up as far as you can towards the ceiling. And then exhale, float it back down, threading it underneath your left arm, and let your shoulder and your head come to rest down on the floor. So if they can't make it down to the floor, this is a good opportunity to use a block or a pillow or a cushion to give your head something to rest on. And that will just allow you to completely relax down. So you don't want to have any awkward hovering limbs if you can help it. You want to be able to completely relax down, putting all of your weight into your head and your shoulder. Now, with your left hand, just begin to slide it forward. So we're just going to straighten that arm out in front. So you've got your right arm underneath you, going out towards the left, and your left arm coming out in front. Hold it here for a couple more breaths. Just really let yourself relax down into the mat. Feeling a nice stretch across those shoulders. And then slide that left hand back in so it comes back under your shoulder, and press down into the hand. Gently bringing yourself back up. Going to the other side now. Float your left arm out to the side and up as high as it will go. And then float it back down, threading it underneath the right arm. Sliding that hand underneath until your head and shoulder come down to the mat. Again, use a block or a pillow if you need to. Let all of your weight rest down into your head and shoulder, and then begin to slide your right arm out a little bit further in front. So you're peeking underneath your right arm here. So feeling a stretch across the back of your shoulders. Let yourself completely relax down here. Holding it for another breath. And then slide that right hand in. Begin to press down into that palm and bring yourself back up. Nice flat back position once again. Okay, from here, keep your knees and your hips exactly where they are and gently slide your hands forward just a bit so that your shoulders and your chest begin to sink down towards the floor. So your hips are staying nice and high, and it's just your chest and your shoulders that begin to melt down. So maybe you can bring your forearms and your elbows down to rest on the floor, but if not, don't worry. What you should be feeling is a very big stretch across the back of those shoulders. So wherever you begin to feel that stretch, that's where you need to hold the pose, okay? So just come as far into it until you get that benefit. And that's all you need to do. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Slide those hands back in towards you once again. Okay, brilliant. Now bring your big toes together and sink your hips back to your heels, sitting back, and relax your upper body forward, coming into child's pose. Let your head rest down, either on the floor, or make a little pillow with your hands or your fists, or you can use a block or an actual pillow. But let your head rest down now. Let your arms be nice and soft, so just let your shoulders spread wide across your back. Feel your hips melting down towards your heels. Feel your back lengthening out, so really lengthening through that spine from the crown of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Bring your focus back to that breath once again. Breathing in and out through your nose, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Holding it here for one more full breath in and out, completely relaxing that upper body. And then begin to put some energy into the pose. So spread your fingers out nice and wide. Have a big stretch in between every finger. And reach those arms out in front. So feel those elbows and forearms lift up. So you're pressing down into your hands, but your arms are switched on. Now inhale, rock your weight forward, tuck your toes under. And as you exhale, we're going to come up into downward dog. So breathe out, lift the knees up, take those hips nice and high. So keep your knees a little bit bent here. Really focus on taking your hips as high as you can and push those shoulders down. So really feel as if your chest is pushing through your shoulder blades, trying to get towards your thighs. It's a big back stretch, downward dog, and that's what you should be feeling, a real lengthening all the way from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Now look forward. I want you to take a big step forward now with your right foot. So take as many steps as you need to get there. Help it along with your hand if you need to as well. And once it's there, drop your back knee down and flatten your back foot. Again, if you need a bit of extra padding under that knee, just grab a pillow or a blanket or something to make it feel comfortable. From here, take a breath in and see if you can lift those hands up onto the knee. If it's a bit wobbly, shuffle the right foot a little bit further out to the side, or you can keep those hands down if you feel a little bit unstable. So allow your hips to sink down now towards the floor. Begin to lift your chest upwards. So chest is lifting upwards, hips are sinking down. And if you can, take your hands behind you and clasp them behind your back, pushing them down towards that back leg. So the feeling is of opening up across the front of your chest, a pinching back of your shoulders, and a sinking down of those hips. So there's a lot going on in this stretch, but it should feel lovely. Holding it for another breath if you can. And then gently release those hands. Bring them back down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under again and lift that back knee. Sorry. And then take a big step back with that right foot. So we're into our downward dog once again. Take your hips nice and high. Feel that lovely lengthening through your spine just for a breath. And then take a big step forward with your left foot this time. So take as many steps as you need. Get that foot in between the hands. And then drop the back knee. Flatten the back foot. And gently bring yourself up to rest the hands on your knee. Again, adjusting that left foot if you need to take it a bit wider so that you feel more stable. Feel the hips sinking down nice and low. And then if you can, clasp those hands behind your back. If it feels too much, you can just keep resting the hands on your knee, or you can bring your palms together in front of your chest if you want to. So slide those hands down towards your back leg, lifting up with your chest, pinching those shoulders back and down. A lovely back bend here. Holding it for 2 breaths. Feel those hips sinking down. Nice big stretch down the front of that right leg. And a lovely big stretch across the front of those shoulders. And then when you're ready, release the hands. Bring them down either side of that front foot once again. Tuck the back toes under. Lift that knee. Take a step back with the left foot into a downward dog. Once more. Lovely. Now drop down to your knees. And walk your hands in towards you, coming to kneel up. So if it's comfortable enough for you to kneel up, then we are going to stay like this for a little while. If it's not comfortable, you can sit any way you want to. Find something that's comfy for you. Some people find it's a little bit more comfortable to sit on a block, so place it in between your feet and you can just sit on there. I'm sure a pillow or a cushion would do the same job. So just get yourself nice and comfortable, sitting up straight and tall. Now bring yourself up onto your knees. And we're going to do another little back bend here. Now, we're only going to do a supported one, so everybody's going to keep their hands in their lower back. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. You want your hips to stay forward, okay? So push those hips forward. Relax your shoulders back and down, lifting up from the crown of your head. And take your palms into your lower back. Again, just placing them in that natural curve of your back, gently applying a bit of pressure there. So it's almost as if you're pushing your hips forward with those hands. Relax your shoulders back and down and begin to gently lift up with your chest. And if you want to, you can drop your head back, but you don't have to, you can keep it lifted up. Holding this for a couple of breaths, a really gentle little back bend here. And then when you're ready, gently let go of those hands. Bring them down in front of you, and we're just going to curl ourselves down. So keeping your hips up nice and high, just bring the crown of your head down to the floor. Okay, so we've not come into child's pose now because your hips are staying up nice and high. They're not sinking down by your heels. It's just the top of your head that's gently resting down. And this is called rabbit pose. And we always do this after we do a back bend, and it just kind of helps to even things out. It gives your body a chance just to return to normal. So it brings that blood back into your head if you have had your head back. And very slowly now begin to curl yourself back up. So rabbit pose, that's your restorative pose. That's where you can stay as long as you need to, particularly if you feel a little bit lightheaded, as some people can do after doing a back bend. So we're going to do that little pair of poses once more. So take those hips forward, nice and straight and tall through that back. Hands come to the small of your back, gently supporting that back. Deep breath in. Roll those shoulders back and down. Push those hips forward. Lift your chest up. Now just take it back as far as you feel comfortable. Keep pushing those hips forward though. There will be a temptation to bring your upper body back, but all you're doing there is working your quads in the front of your legs. And that's for another day, okay? We want to do a back bend and nothing else. So keep those hips pushing forward and just let your head go heavy. And then inhale to come all the way back up. Now bring yourself forward into that rabbit pose once again. So just gently bring your head down to rest on the floor. Keep your hips nice and high. Holding it here for a couple of breaths. Just let everything go. And then when you're ready, curl yourself back up. So a good way to practice this little back bend is to actually be facing a wall, so you can try and keep your hips in contact with the wall, press those hips forward. That's a good way to know if you're doing it right. But we were only going to do it those couple of times because back bends can be quite intense, and they're also not for everybody. I'm not a big fan of back bends myself. Everybody kind of suits different yoga poses. So some of you might absolutely love them and the feeling that it gives you. Other people might not enjoy it that much. So I only do them every now and then. So we're only going to do a couple, but it is really good for stretching out those shoulders and opening up our heart as well. So it's good for your heart chakra. So just coming back to kneel, get yourself into a comfortable position. Remember, if it's really not comfy for you to kneel up, you can sit cross-legged, just any way that's comfortable for you. And we're going to do a couple of little stretches as we sit here. So first of all, taking your right hand just onto your left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Just the fingertips come down to the floor if they'll reach. Inhale to sit up straight and tall. Exhale to gently twist round to the left, looking back over that left shoulder. Using that right hand to gently push you further round. Holding it for a couple of breaths. Inhaling deeply and sitting up straight and tall. And exhaling completely as you surrender into that twist. One more breath in and out. And then release. Come back to the center and move straight to the other side. So left hand onto the outside of your right knee. Right hand behind you to support. Inhale to sit up straight and tall. Exhale to twist round, looking back over the right shoulder this time. If you've got any pain or discomfort in your neck, just face the side. You don't have to turn that neck all the way round. Just go wherever feels nice for you. But you should feel a big opening up across the front of your chest and your shoulder, a pinching back of that right shoulder blade, and a nice twist all the way through your back. Holding it for one more breath now. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely. And release, coming back round to the center. Okay, we're going to have a go at our eagle arm stretch now. So you've always got the option, if this is too much for you, to do the hug that we did at the start of the class. Okay, so it's just a progression on from that. So when you're ready, sit yourself up nice and tall And inhale, take your arms out to the sides, nice and wide. Really pinch those shoulder blades back in together. Big stretch here. And as you exhale, bring the arms forward. We're going to cross them over, right arm on top of left. So you've got the option to come into the hug. Or if you want to have a go at eagle, we're going to wrap those arms around each other. So wrapping those forearms round. Now, maybe your palms can touch, or maybe it's the back of your hands that touch. So just come to wherever you can. This is your shoulder flexibility that will dictate how far you can go into this stretch. Everybody's shoulders are incredibly different when it comes to their flexibility. So just go to wherever you can. And then take a deep breath in here and see if you can gently lift your elbows up, keeping those hands up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, drop them back down again and just gently hug them in towards you. Inhale to lift them up in front. Exhale to lower. And one last time. Inhale, take them up. Exhale down. And uncurl. Take them out to the side. Big stretch once again. Going to the other side. So this time it's the left arm on top of right as you cross them over. Wrap them round. Remember that you've got the option of just doing that hug if it's easier for you. Clasping those hands together or just gently placing the back of the hands together. And we'll begin to gently move them with the breath. Breathing in. Lift your elbows up slightly. Breathing out to relax them down. So it's on the inhale as you lift those elbows up that you should feel a big stretch across the back of your shoulders. Exhaling down. This is a really, really big shoulder stretch, so don't worry if it feels quite intense for you. You don't have to do it. You don't have to move the arms at all, and you can always just drop down to that little hug as well. So we'll just do that one last time. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale to lower. And release. Uncurl those arms and give them a nice shake out. Lovely. Come into our counter stretch now. So whereas that was a big stretch across the back of the shoulders, we're going to do a big stretch now across the front of those shoulders. So inhale and float your right arm up and over your head, reaching up with those fingers nice and tall. And then bend your elbow and bring the palm of your hand to rest in between your shoulder blades. So give yourself a pat on the back so you know you're doing it right. So before we bring our other arm in, I want you to take your focus to this right elbow. Make sure it's lifting up and pushing back. So what you don't want is to be pulling your head forward. We want to keep sitting up nice and straight, and actually it's that elbow that's lifting up and back. So big stretch here, down the outside. And then we're just going to take our left hand now out to the side. Float it down to the floor, bend the elbow, and this time it's the back of your hand that's coming to rest in between your shoulder blades. So you should be able to begin to creep those fingers closer together. Now don't worry if they can't touch, that's absolutely fine. As long as you're feeling that big stretch, lifting up through this right shoulder, this right elbow, sorry, then that's enough. So for some people, you might be able to clasp those hands together. For others, your hands may be quite far apart. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just go with whatever feels right for you. Holding it here for another breath, sitting up nice and straight and tall. And then gently release it. We'll do a nice windmill with those arms. Floating the left arm up this time. Reaching up nice and tall. And then bend the elbow. Bring the palm to rest in between the shoulder blades. Give yourself another pat on the back here. Now turn to look at this left elbow and make sure it's lifting up really high, that you're not pushing yourself down, that you're sitting up lovely and straight, and this elbow is lifting up nice and high. Right arm comes out to the side, windmills down to the floor, bend the elbow, and the back of the hand is resting against your back. And again, the aim is to begin to creep those fingertips closer together. remembering to keep this left elbow lifted. Now, you might feel quite different on one side to the other. My shoulders were a lot tighter on the other side, so I can actually touch my hands together this way, but I couldn't the other way. And that's really normal, so you might find that too. We tend to be quite wonky in our shoulder flexibility. So it's really important to always make sure that we do these things equally on both sides, so that both sides are getting a nice even stretch. Hold it there for another breath in and out, sitting up nice and straight and tall. And release. Windmill those arms and bring them down to rest by your sides, giving them a nice shake out. Okay, right, we're going to come to lie down now. So bring yourself to lie on your back. Take your time. Roll yourself down, get yourself nice and comfortable. And we'll begin by hugging the knees into the chest. So once you're lying down on your back, draw those knees in towards you nice and tightly. Either resting your hands on top of those knees or wrapping the arms all the way around those legs and hugging them into you really tightly. Give them a big squeeze. And it might feel nice to rock from side to side. So we're going to look after our lower back now. We've been doing a little bit of back bending. We want to make sure that that lower back is feeling really nice. So give it a nice massage down into the mat. Or just holding it still and squeezing those knees in towards you. And then gently release the feet down to the floor, keeping the legs bent. Bring your hands to rest down on the floor, either side of you. So we're going to take our right foot and cross it over our left knee. So resting your right ankle just on top of that left knee. And gently allow the right knee to fall out to the side. Holding it here for a few breaths, just letting that hip begin to release some tightness and open up. Now take a lovely big deep breath in here. And as you breathe out, we're going to let both legs fall over to the left. So you might want to take your arms a little bit wider out to the side. And let those legs fall over. That right foot is gently coming down towards the floor. Feel free to adjust the positioning of your feet and your legs to allow that foot to comfortably come down to the floor. And then if it feels okay on your neck, turn to look towards the right, looking away from those bent legs. Relaxing down into the twist as much as you can. Reminding your jaw to relax, reminding your shoulders to keep relaxed down into the floor. Feeling a nice stretch across that right hip. And a little twist in your spine, nothing too much. Relaxing here for another deep breath in and out. And then gently begin to bring those knees back up to the center. And place the foot back down next to the other one. Swapping sides now, crossing the left ankle over on top of the right knee. Gently rest it there and let that left knee open out to the side. Give it some time. Allow that hip to release its tension. Let it go. Bring your focus back to your breathing one more time now. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Breathing in slowly and deeply. And exhaling completely until there's nothing left. Slowly beginning to bring those knees over to the right now, coming into a twist to the other side. Feel that left foot slowly, slowly, slowly descending down until it comes to rest on the floor. And then turn to face the left if you can. allowing everything to relax down. Keep focusing on that breath. Draw the breath all the way down into your belly, really deep belly breathing here. Every time you exhale, completely relax. Feel those shoulders sinking down into the floor beneath you. Feel that lovely stretch across your left hip. Twisting into that spine. And when you're ready, bring the knees back up to center. And place that foot back down on the floor. Now keep those feet about shoulder width apart, about hip width apart, sorry. And shuffle them in nice and close towards those hips. Bring your hands in so that they're nice and close into your body. So you're hugging your sides with your arms. Now push down into your heels. And as you breathe in, you're going to really slowly begin to pick that tailbone up away from the floor and begin to peel your back away from the mat, really, really slowly, lifting up one vertebra at a time. And then as you breathe out, start to place it back down once again. So we're uncurling that spine, resting the back down. Tailbone comes down, last a bubble. Again, inhale, push down into the heels, gently lift the tailbone. Begin to peel that spine away from the floor. Exhale to bring it slowly back down. So we're doing this as slowly as we can. See if you can move your back in tiny, tiny pieces. So we're not moving the back in one big chunk. It's almost like a bike chain, and we're slowly, slowly, slowly lifting it up away from the floor, one link at a time. And then we're slowly, slowly, slowly placing it back down, one link at a time. So keep doing this, keep moving with your breath. Maybe you might want to close your eyes for this so you can really tune in to your spine. See how it feels. So we're focusing more on getting that mobility in the spine now, just getting it moving nice and slowly. So don't worry too much about pushing those hips up as high as they will go. We just want to keep this nice and flowing. It's a rolling bridge pose. We're gently pushing down into the heels to help us lift up those hips. But the focus is very much on just getting that spine moving. Nice and gently. Just a couple more of these now. Just move with your breath. Beginning to make the movement maybe a little bit smaller with each breath. And then next time you bring those hips to rest down on the mat, all we're going to move this time is the pelvis. So we're just going to gently rock your pelvis forward and backwards. So as you breathe in, bring your lower back down into contact with the mat. So really press your lower back down and just gently feel your tailbone lift ever so slightly. And then as you exhale, bring the tailbone down and feel your spine return to that natural curve. So you may be able to just gently put your hand underneath your back. But then as you breathe in, if you keep your hand there, you're going to squash it, okay? So you really want to push that lower back down. And then breathe out, let the lower back release. So we'll do that a few more times as well. So just removing that gap between your lower back and the floor by pushing down. And then letting your back come back to normal. So just let it come to its natural curve. One final time, push that lower back down. And then gently release, bring it to its natural position. Slowly begin to straighten out your right leg now. So slide that heel out really, really slowly along the floor. And then slide the left one. Nice and slowly. Inhale to float your arms up and over your head, reaching them behind you, taking a big stretch. Kick through your heels, reach through your fingertips, lengthening through your spine. Breathing in and feeling that breath travel all the way down your sides. And as you breathe out, bring your arms down by your sides and hug the knees in towards your chest. Give them a nice squeeze in one final time. Gently rock from side to side if you want to. And then take your arms and legs up towards the ceiling and give them a big shake out. Shake your arms, shake your legs. Just let everything go. And then bring yourself now to rest in a comfortable position. So that might be with your legs straight, or it might be with your knees bent. Whatever's comfortable for you. Just let yourself be still. So if your legs are straight, let your feet flop out to either side, completely relaxed in those ankles. If your knees are bent, take your feet nice and wide and let those knees rest in against each other, completely relaxed. Give those hips a little wiggle. Get them into a comfy position, so make sure your lower back feels nice and soft and comfortable. No tension or discomfort should be there at all. Spread your shoulders out nice and wide beneath you. Really melt them out across the mat and relax them down away from your ears. Rest your arms by your sides and turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening through the back of your neck. And if you haven't already done so, you might want to close your eyes or just soften your gaze, allowing yourself to let go. Drawing your attention back to your breath once again. Inhaling deeply through the nose, drawing that breath all the way down to your belly, and exhaling completely, also through your nose, feeling your chest and your belly full. Take 2 more of these breaths now, really breathing deeply and slowly, feeling everything begin to slow down with each breath. Now let yourself breathe naturally. So give the breath back to the body. Let it breathe all by itself. Don't try to consciously change it at all. Keep your focus on that breath though. Notice the sensations as you breathe in and out. Take a moment to scan through your whole body, becoming aware of how it feels right now. Picking up on anything that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit tight or tense, but also being aware of those parts of your body that feel really nice and relaxed. Focus your attention more on the relaxed parts of the body and visualize that feeling of relaxation radiating out. Imagine it growing bigger and bigger until eventually it will fill your whole body, and those parts that felt tight or tense will begin to relax as well. Now we'll begin to work our way through the body, relaxing everything as we go, making sure that there's nothing left. Everything is completely relaxed and calm. Beginning up at the crown of your head. Allow all the muscles in your face to relax. Allow your jaw to soften. Allow your throat and your neck to relax, letting go of any tension. Relax your shoulders. Allow the back of your shoulders to spread really wide, melting down into that mat. And relax across the front of your shoulders as well. Let your arms feel heavy. Allow that relaxation to make its way down your arms, all the way past your wrists into your hands, relaxing all the way down to your fingertips. Relaxing down your back now. Let your upper back relax, your middle back relax, and your lower back completely soften and relax, melting down into the floor. Relaxing across your chest and your ribs, relaxing your belly, allowing everything to soften and let go. Let your hips relax. Allow them to open up and release any of that tightness and tension, anything that they've been holding on to. Just allow it to let go. Let your legs relax. Allow them to feel heavy, whichever position they're in. Relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves and your shins. Relaxing your ankles and your feet, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Let your whole body surrender now into the pose. Completely relax. And now we'll move on to your mind. Take the time now to scan through your mind, becoming aware of any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions there that may not be serving you purpose right now. And every time you breathe out, visualize another one of those negative thoughts or feelings floating away. You just breathe them away on the out breath. And imagine them floating away out the window, being taken off with the breeze. Keep doing this until everything has gone. All of those negative thoughts, anything that's not working for you right now, we'll let them go. Until all that's left are the positive ones. Those important emotions that work for us. A feeling of calm and peace, of total relaxation. And when you're ready, gently begin to bring your awareness back into your body. So begin to do those little movements to help you wake up. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly start to move in any way that you feel you need to help you wake back up. Maybe gently turn your head from side to side. Moving your shoulders and your hips. Having a nice stretch. Just whatever you feel like you need right now. And when you're ready, roll yourself over onto one side, taking your time. And bring yourself to sit up nice and straight and tall once again. Take a big deep breath in. Reach those arms out to the side and float them up over your head. Palms together. Exhale them down in front of you. Tuck your chin to your chest and bow down to honour your practice and that of everybody else who's joined us here this morning. And we'll finish with Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I'm glad we didn't have any more technical problems. Hopefully everything worked all the way till the end. So have a really lovely weekend, and I'll see you all again on Thursday night for some more Float Away.